Hey YouTube, how's it going? This is Gaming Productions here, and in this video I'm going to be showing you all how to optimize and make your computer a whole lot faster and much better to use. So whether you have a gaming computer, whether you have a not so good computer, whatever computer you have will be better because of this video, so don't worry, and hopefully I helped you out. So let's get started. So the first thing you will do is go to your start button, type in %temp%, enter. And obviously the start button on Windows 7 by default you go there. However, if you don't have a start button, there's a download link to the description about to get this start button. It's really good. It's called Start Is Back, and it's free for 30 days. And if you're cheap to buy it, it's only like $2. But if you don't want to buy it, you can just pretty much on the 29th day you could uninstall it and then reinstall it again, and you have it again for 30 days free. So that's what I did. So anyways, %temp%, and then this is where you go. Obviously I have nothing here, but I guess I deleted it. But what you would do is, obviously if it's your first time, you're gonna have a whole bunch of files here that probably be like gigs or something. So delete all of that. You'll have a couple of gigs free right there. Next thing you could do is you can go to your CCleaner program, and I'll have that link to the description below too. And basically in CCleaner you will have very good resources here to clean out your other stuff on your computer you don't need. So what you would do in CCleaner is, when you install it, is when you analyze, it will basically check out your history of your Internet Explorer, your Firefox or Chrome or whatever browser you use, or other unnecessary files on your computer. So it doesn't get rid of your personal files like your photo. It does not get rid of that. It only gets rid of like your internet cache or history, and other unnecessary files like your log files for Windows or stuff like that. So just hit Run Cleaner once you analyze, and that's it. Now I didn't have much because I just cleaned it earlier, but if it was your first time opening it, you're gonna have gigs of stuff. Trust me, I've had like 5 gigs to remove, so don't worry about that. And as for the registry, don't bother with it. Don't touch it, because the registry is very fragile, and I won't recommend cleaning it because it could mess up your computer if something happens to it. So don't mess with your registry. Just leave your registry like that. It's fine perfectly the way it was by default. And this is your uninstall, startup, your file finder, your system restore, and your drive wiper. I wouldn't recommend touching the drive wiper. I don't even know what it is, so it's better if you don't even do that either, unless if you know what you're doing. Then, in your options you have your settings, cookies, include, exclude basically to exclude files that you will not want CCleaner to clean up, or include files you want to clean up. So basically, like, you want to add a file or something, or a folder you want to clean up, and that's cool. Or exclude, you want to leave out a file that you don't want to clean. Then cookies right here. Then settings. And advanced, you obviously could read all of that, make it more comfortable for you. And of course, about talks about CCleaner and all that stuff. So that's pretty much it for CCleaner. Very good program to use. And now that you basically got your computer cleaned up, now you can start using Defragmenter or optimized drives. So what I would do is, on your Windows 7 or Windows 8, go to your start button, and on Windows 8, the start button you installed, go to your start button and type in defrag on both. And then there we go, defragment and optimized drives, or Defragmenter on Windows 7, and this is where it pops up now. Very important for you to note, if you have an SSD, don't use the defragment. Don't defrag your SSD. However, if you have a hard drive, then defragment your hard drive, but do not defragment your SSD. That will kill it. So, however, if you have Windows 8, and Windows 8 actually has a better detection, or Windows 8.1, sorry. Windows 8.1 has a better detection of SSDs. So what you would do is, if on Windows 8 it says that it needs optimization, you would optimize your drive, and it will optimize your SSDs for you to trim it. It will basically trim your SSD. It will not defragment. It will trim your SSD. There's a difference. So basically, Windows 8 has a better way of optimizing your SSD that way. But if Windows 7, don't touch it. That's all I'm saying. And now for your other drive, which is your hard disk, which is your normal hard drive or whatever, that you could defragment and stuff, which is always recommended. So you're basically your hard drive, your normal hard drive, you would analyze. And if it's, if it has a lot of, obviously if it's your first time, you're gonna have a lot of percentages that's up. So what we would do is you would go to optimize, and then there you go. It's good. Obviously it's gonna take a long time, because if normally my first time when I did this, it was like at 50% or something. So I had to take it took like maybe half an hour to an hour, I would say. So maybe for you, it will take about half an hour to an hour, or even more, depending on how fast your computer is. And yeah, so that's how it would be. And you would analyze this. Basically, just analyze all of your drives that are not SSDs. That's what I'm trying to say. Your SSDs, if you have Windows 8, just optimize it from this optimize button. And that's it. And that's it for that. Sorry, I had to not rant, but emphasize on it, because I do not want people to defrag their SSDs, because SSDs are not supposed to be defragged but optimized from the actual optimized drives thing. So don't worry. Alright. And I guess that's pretty much it for this video. Next video I'll be going over how to get rid of actually, there's one more thing. Sorry, I never really planned this out. So what you would do is you would go to your start button, type in msconfig. This is another way of how to make a computer a bit faster. So you would go to msconfig from your start button and go to your task manager. Then you would select what programs you don't need on your startup. For example, if you have Steam, you don't need it to have started up on startup. Or Skype, you don't need it to start up on startup. So there's plenty of programs out there, like iTunes, Adobe Flash Player. Those are popular programs that starts up on your startup, and you don't really need them at that moment you start up your computer. So that's another way you can do. What else? I know. Okay, so go to your start button, and then if you have this start button, type right click on this PC, and if you have Windows 7 computer, and then properties, and this is where it will take you. Now go to your advanced system settings, performance, and then right here you can just adjust for best performance, hit apply, hit OK on Windows 8, and it will look the same. Like Windows 8 will still look the same. There's no matter. If you have Windows 7, then you might want to check off a couple of things here. I would suggest the bottom two for sure, if you want to make it look good. If you don't care about the appearance, then just uncheck all of them, and you have best performance right there. Now in advanced, you go to change, and now if you have a computer that has like 8 gigs of RAM or more, then you don't really need the virtual memory. So what I would recommend you to do is just go to no paging file if you have 8 gigabytes of RAM or more. If you have 6 or less, yes, you would have to, if you have 4 or less, then yes, you will have to use paging files. But if you don't, if you have like a lot of RAM, like 16 or 8 or 12, then you can just get rid of the paging files by simply going to no paging file and set. And you will have to restart your computer for that to work out. But that will help you get rid of other, that will help you clear out extra disk space for you to use on your computer. Basically, it will help you have more space. And then finally, go to system protection. And this is something that is very controversial, but if you want to, you can do this. And basically you can get rid of your system protection, which is your system restore point. That allows you to go back to where the system was before you change something in your computer. And if you're someone who's an expert on computers and you know what you're doing, then you can disable this with no problem. Just go to disable and hit delete here, and then hit OK, and you're good. However, if you're someone that's not that good with computers, keep it on, but do this at least. Keep it on at the lowest, so that way it will not occupy that much disk space when you use your computer. And let me see what else we got here. Ah, yes, of course. Go to your control panel. Hold on, it's acting all weird. Okay, there we go. Go to System and Security, and then Power Options. And then you will go to High Performance. And if you have an SSD, then go to Hard Disk, and then turn off Never. Hit Apply, hit OK. And then other way you can free up your disk space is go to your Start button and type in Disk Cleanup. And there's plenty of drives right here I have, so I'm just going to my main drive. You can go to all your drives if you want. And then right here, go to Cleanup System Files right there. And that will look up for even more files you might have. So let's see what we got here. Okay, so how about 247 megabytes to be actually 282. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on all of it, hit OK, and then permanently delete these files from the computer. And this will clean up even more space for you to have an extra cleaner computer. So do the disk cleanup and do the other stuff before you defrag, so that way you have less things to defrag. And I have to say, that's it for optimizing your computer in general. Next video we'll be talking about your antivirus and all that stuff. So that's it. Please comment, rate, and subscribe YouTube. Leave a comment. Leave a negative comment. Leave a dislike. Give me some criticism on how to make my channel even better. And that's it. And I'll see you guys later. Bye bye.